Today, I want to talk about a pretty dangerous philosophical idea. Some philosophers believed that almost everything humans do comes down to one thing: avoiding pain and chasing pleasure. And the moment you hear that, you probably want to push back. No way. My life is exhausting. Work stresses me out every day. I force myself to work out until I feel sick. I force myself to socialize. So, where's the pleasure in that? But hold on, because hedonism doesn't define pleasure as simple enjoyment. It's not just video games, good food, or lying in bed with the air conditioning on. The idea goes deeper than that. A lot of the time, people aren't chasing happiness, they're chasing relief. Or more accurately, they're trying to reduce pain. Take work, for example. Most people hate their jobs sometimes. You don't want to wake up. Your boss annoys you, customers annoy you, kanafers annoy you. But why keep doing it? Because having no money feels worse, feeling unsafe feels worse, an uncertain future feels worse. So even though work is painful, it protects you from a bigger pain. And that feeling of security, that's a form of pleasure too. Same thing with fitness. Some workouts feel brutal, your legs burn, you can't breathe. You feel destroyed. So why keep going? Because feeling unhealthy hurts more. Feeling unattractive hurts more. Watching your body slowly fall apart hurts more. And sometimes, it's not even about becoming attractive. It's simply about hating yourself. Even socializing works this way. A lot of people don't actually enjoy social events. Before going, they feel tired. During it, they feel drained. Afterwards, they feel even worse. So why still go? Because loneliness hurts more, feeling excluded hurts more. Feeling unwanted hurts more. And eventually, you start noticing something strange. A lot of the painful things people do are really just trades. One kind of pain in exchange for a less painful life. And this is where hedonism starts becoming uncomfortable. Because it slowly makes you wonder, have I ever done anything truly selfless? Don't answer too quickly. Take a few seconds and think about it. Can you think of anything in your life that had absolutely nothing to do with pleasure? And nothing to do with avoiding pain? Anything? Maybe you start thinking about sacrifice. Or someone dying for another person. Surely that breaks the rule, right? If someone dies, where's the pleasure in that? And this is exactly the kind of question philosophers love discussing. Because it looks like a crack in hedonism. But some philosophers would ask, are you sure? Imagine a soldier sacrificing himself for his friends. What if he wasn't chasing pleasure, but escaping an even greater pain? The pain of watching his friends die. The pain of betraying his beliefs. The guilt he would carry for the rest of his life. Sometimes, death itself may feel easier than certain psychological suffering. And this is where hedonism enters dangerous territory. Because now it starts suggesting something unsettling, maybe human behavior. Deep down. Even morality might be. Why does helping people feel good? Why do guilty people lose sleep? Why do some people keep chasing more money, even after they already have enough? Because pleasure and pain may not just be emotions. They may be the fuel behind human action itself. The ancient Greek philosopher, content reference of Zeit, 0 index equals 0, talked about this idea a lot, but most people misunderstand him. The moment people hear hedonism, they imagine nonstop pleasure, endless partying, luxury, pure indulgence. But Epicurus actually believed the highest forms of pleasure were usually quiet. No physical pain, no anxiety, good friends, time to think. And the ability to sleep peacefully at night, that alone was already a beautiful life. Meanwhile, extreme pleasure often creates even greater suffering, overeating, addiction, the endless need for more. And eventually, you realize some pleasures destroy you slowly, while some pain builds a better life. Which is why people say pleasure often comes after suffering. Food tastes better when you're hungry. Rest feels better when you're exhausted. Companionship feels deeper after loneliness. Then another question appears. If pleasure only exists because of pain, does that mean humans can never truly feel satisfied? Because eventually we adapt to happiness. When you were younger, a new toy could make you happy for a month. Now, you buy a new phone, and 3 days later, it already feels normal. Vacations used to feel exciting. Now, some people don't even know what to do with free time anymore. Why? Because humans adapt to pleasure. Psychology later gave this a name, hedonic adaptation, which basically means the things you desperately want right now eventually become ordina. So many people spend their lives in a cycle, chasing, getting, adapting, feeling empty, then chasing the next thing. And this is why some philosophers began asking if life is only about pursuing pleasure, does it eventually become an endless state of dissatisfaction? So maybe the real question isn't, are humans chasing pleasure? Maybe the real question is, what kind of pleasure is actually worth chasing? Because some pleasures will destroy you, and some forms of pain will shape you. Some people choose temporary comfort and spend their whole lives avoiding growth, while others are willing to endure short-term pain to build a freer life for themselves. So maybe the point was never, is pleasure good or bad? Maybe the point is, where is your version of pleasure leading you? And finally, let's go back to that earlier question. Can you think of a single action that is completely unrelated to pleasure? And completely unrelated to avoiding pain? Maybe there is, maybe there isn't. But the moment you seriously start thinking about that question, you begin to realize a lot of the things you once thought were obvious might not be as simple as they seem.